raspberry with
This is a demonstration. This is a demonstration of Wirecast. This is a demonstration of Wirecast. This is a demonstration of Wirecast.
This weekend was crazy that I went, huh?
Really crazy.
It was crazy. The freaking front door blew off its hinges.
Really?
Yeah, that's why it was closed all Friday, because it, like the window that doesn't move,
This
right?
is
Because
a
the middle one's
demonstration
open
of
and closed.
Wirecast.
The one that doesn't move, that one flew off. The wind pushed it off, and that kicked the other one off.
My goodness.
So that's, the wind was really bad. There was wind, sand everywhere by the
Muchacho.
beach.
No, that I saw the sun all over, tú sabes.
Mhm.
It was really bad. Mark, I campaigned for
This is a demonstration of
I went to
Wirecast.
go, for Steve Plasma. I wanna, I help him. Steve Plasma.
Oh, Glassman.
He helped us a lot.
Yeah, I know.
This
So
guy.
now the next thing
remember
is
I told
March,
you,
right?
This guy came here when I was the president, when the intro, and took his time.
Yeah.
He came so many times.
And then with with the Mario,
With the
we met with
Mario.
him so many times.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, but very, very, all the time.
Yeah.
I remember
How did
I
it go?
met with him. Huh?
How did it go?
Well, he finished. Now the problem
This
is that you
is a
need to have
demonstration of
51%, but 5
Wirecast.
people were running on his
Okay.
spot. So now on March 13, he needs to run against the other guy.
Oh, but he made it there.
He made it to the, but now it's the game.
Yeah, but speaking, could you sign in, please?
So he's very good at it. That's excellent.
Sí. Acá muy bien. Yeah, I saw that lady.
This is a demonstration of Wirecast.
Money is down so bad that they're thinking about something to develop.
I'd appreciate it.
What brand is
Other side.
What's it called? That part? I went to Home Depot. Just regular.
This is a demonstration of Wirecast.
Underground, no, exactly, and that has to be, now it has to be more.
He said the other thing was it was a wedding. Because they're saying, I now pronounce you man and wife, or do you take this woman down? Very cool.
This is a demonstration of Wirecast.
Too much noise. This is a fucking 6 o'clock in the afternoon. You wanna know what noise is? When the building, because they're gonna put, when they sell, it's gonna be a building about that time. They don't bother me. You know why? I wanna hear another stuff. Okay, but when that building goes there, they come and cool it. And we have boom, 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 all day revving up our windows. how are they gonna like it then? I hate all these people that do this, and I'm gonna make a statement about it tonight.
This is a demonstration of Wirecast.
Stay out of other people's business and leave people alone. When you're bored in your hole, either go and volunteer or dig a hole and jump in.
By the way, this is my cousin. Here, this is more.
Yeah, sure, I told you that.
No, he got rid of both of them. He got rid of both. No, the sign was legal. The sign was legal. The sign was.
Yeah, I think that was okay.
He made them movie machines. And Eric Stone was talking about I mean, there's nothing.
Demonstration of Wirecast.
Everything they try to do to tie to make ends meet. Everything they try to make money. Shot down. I mean, what do we do somebody? What sick people?
It's unfortunate.
I now have two dogs, one naughty one and one nice one.
So you have to go
No,
now?
I've been, Robert and Shona, they went on a cruise for.
This is a demonstration of Wirecast.
I felt so sorry for that iguana yesterday.
Mark.
He came down from
Yeah.
the tree and he
Over
was
30
trying
You
minutes.
know
to.
what?
He
Now
was
I
sick.
saw they
Over
want
30 minutes from now,
sick.
watch the cycle.
So what happened is he
Okay.
was sick and he was there, then he went into the
Now,
bushes
we're
and I tried
really
to
up,
feed him.
you know,
He wasn't eating. Then I tried to give him something to
Alright.
drink, he wouldn't drink. And this
Alright,
morning,
that's
I
good.
think he
So it's still
had
going.
it, and he just
Still
walked
going.
out into the road.
I
Because
saw that.
I'm glad, because I'll be honest, if it was in the Caribbean, I would have shot him just
This is
to
a
put him out of his
demonstration
of
misery, but I couldn't
Wirecast.
do it here.
Yeah.
Finally tonight, America Strong, 2 puppies and
Well,
1 amazing
well,
routine.
I saw the iguana, as a matter of fact.
Began with the record.
We saw an iguana, I don't know if it was a big iguana, and the iguana fell down from the tree and then he followed, you know, the snake place close to the west, or maybe.
That's it, that's the same iguana, he was
I
sick.
would not believe what I just found in the middle of the road.
You let everybody
So
know.
sad.
Oh, you ever saw this? He found them and he
This
took
is
them
a
on a road
demonstration
trip.
of Wirecast.
And they grew up on the road trip, he was on a road trip for months, and he kept them.
Fix the button, fix the news call.
He was going across the United States. He found these two dogs. He goes on the road trip for months with the dogs. And they grew up on, and he videoed the whole road trip, and they grew up on the road trip.
On that trip, United States, 30,000 miles. Across the vast state.
30,000 miles of dogs. Look,
This is a demonstration of Wirecast.
cool.
In their message, one of the dogs yawning, Jordan was firm that
But
the
when
past
my
year of my
sister
life,
says
people from
Oh, you
all
got
They
it.
found out it was water damage, that's why it's having so much.
adopting two.
It's just been truly a life-changing experience for me, and I couldn't encourage enough for others to adopt as well.
Tonight, Zeus and Sedona, and the journey that continues.
This is the one.
So many animals need
I'll leave
two
this.
puppies, not one. I hope to see you right back here tomorrow. Good night.
Or Steve is walking the
This
dog.
is a demonstration of
This is,
Wirecast.
Yeah, this is.
Go to a meeting, we don't lose one.
He always
We already got it.
Yeah, proper.
Yeah, I saw him walking.
We already got it, we got blocks.
No.
We have enough blocks. We got the blocks.
That's what I expected. He said, I'm
So,
here.
March
Yeah.
This is Play Colors. Sign up now and show all your competitors' card from here, or, well, anywhere. And we'll match your tier level and give you up to $100 free play here and
This
take
is a
great
demonstration of
bigger, better,
Wirecast.
taller casino.
I get it. This was one of the. So you can narrow it down.
I'm kind of lucky.
He wants to do
I have
it.
cousins.
He wants to play.
They grew up in Venezuela. My mother was hospital.
Well, he's on the day.
And we had no contact with them.
This
And
is a demonstration of Wirecast.
I heard Color
So
Casino
how do we?
instantly matches your
I
tier level
found
from any other casino, regardless of universe.
We do. What galaxy are you from?
New Jersey.
How are you, Annie?
good, good. So we, I found
Hi,
them.
Nadia.
He wants to do it at
When I
5.
found them on the brother, my brother is very nice. He has a tumor.
My goodness, how are you here?
This is a demonstration of Wirecast.
I just want to do it one time. I just want to do it early. All right, so I'll call you either tomorrow. Yeah, that sounds fine.
I went there today, so. I finally, I know.
So, because when you was telling me that,
Yeah.
and I was thinking, I'm like, well, actually, one of the things that we're.
I went on Facebook and I
This
said,
is a demonstration of
No,
Wirecast.
it's good, man.
Venezuela. I had no idea where they were. I didn't even know their names.
Or, nothing that committee-wise is not good.
That's changing.
Okay, all right.
One of
No, no,
them,
the board still
and I
acts.
knew he was a doctor.
Okay.
The word
So I
acts.
put it, and my
Okay,
mother
okay.
said.
How you doing,
"I
George?
think I
You did, right?
So they called me and there it came along, that's why I asked.
Yeah.
Oh, we're getting official.
This is a demonstration of Wirecast.
I should have dressed up more.
Yeah.
I am real. They were.
You see? I got married with the shawarma.
I was like, oh.
Shawarma, you did, you ate it.
It's like deja vu.
It's like deja vu.
It'll be more peaceful.
So if you go in the kitchen.
Cool thing is I downloaded the new version and it's way
In
easier.
theory, anyway.
This is a demonstration
That's what
of
they told me last time.
Wirecast.
I'm looking to see
We'll see.
where.
That's what he told me last time.
We'll see. I believe when it's done. Recording it.
Oh.
Okay, see, I'm here. No, however, wait, you're missing a chair. Robert is not here.
Rob's here.
The other Robert is not here. Where's Dawn? Is she coming or is she at work?
No, I think John's coming down.
Okay, well, we need another chair.
If not, then it's no big deal. If she's not.
No, we are being.
Enough, right?
This is a demonstration of Wirecast.
We have to do it quick because I have something in the oven.
Okay. Enough said.
Sounds good to me.
I said I don't want to be the middle of this. I don't even want to be like, I don't want to be on this side or on the other side. Or
Even know about it.
no, it's serious.
This is a demonstration of Wirecast.
They keep asking,
Well,
has he done it as yet?
there's no meeting yet, so.
Okay.
Oh, that's good. The watermark goes away.
Yeah, it's like a little second, a little delay.
Yeah, about 15 seconds.
So I should start waiting in a second now. So, yeah.
This is a demonstration of Wirecast.
Let's get
This way you can edit it, is that why it's got the delay?
Oh, no, it's just, how the streaming works.
Okay. I guess it's gotta go up, the satellite back down or something. Who knows, wherever it goes. Yeah, cables or whatever.
Microwaves. What's up, my man?
Hello, how you doing?
How are you? How are you, Mark?
I'm good, Cliff, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
This is a demonstration
how's
of
everything?
Wirecast.
Everything seems pretty good.
Yeah. You got your guns in line and the machine guns on?
I have them. I have them.
Oh,
I thought
Yeah.
That's the goal.
My second amendment.
Everything else as well.
Yeah, that would be good. I'll actually organize it. Clever. All of us are going out. All of us are going to. We're all going to Al Salam.
Oh, all right. Whatever you say. What do you say?
Al Salam.
Oh, all
We're
right.
all gonna go.
Okay.
This
That's
is
fine.
a demonstration of
What's that?
The washer's still
Wirecast.
going.
And this is the highest or the middle?
It's the highest, but it's almost it's like 35 minutes, 20 minutes.
Alright, that seems, okay.
I mean, it should stop now.
Are we ready?
Yeah, you wanna start this thing? Yeah.
The deluxe.
We don't, also, you know, because we're reading broken.
Oh, good. Here comes Dawn.
All
Dawn.
right.
Donna?
So I sent a letter to
Nah.
We'll
Are
restart
we making out, eh? We're good? All right.
This is a demonstration of Wirecast.
Alright, you guys ready?
Okay, meeting
All right, so let's call a meeting to order, if that's all right.
Meeting is in order. Here we go.
All right, this is a reconvening of the last meeting with the amendments that everyone voted for, or most people voted for, either yes or no, for, I think, 5 points to change our bylaws. So we didn't have all of the votes in on the last meeting, so this is like the last day that we can actually have this meeting to count all the votes and to say, are each of these 5 points going to get added to the bylaws, or not all of them? So at this point, I believe, Mario, you have the numbers, right?
I do have the numbers. I mean, I think it should be pretty simple. We already have all the numbers. We met the quorum via proxies. So I'm just gonna read the amendments, or what, the letter that you guys received, and give you guys the number of the votes.
This
that were
is a
received,
demonstration
okay?
of Wirecast.
We needed to get over half of the,
68 is the number that we needed. So if we got 68 yeses or 68 noes, that was the way it would go.
that either passed or didn't pass.
Which is 50% plus 1. That's what 68 is, okay? Well, throw it down. It's there. All right. All right, the first amendment
This is a demonstration of
read like
Wirecast.
this. Should Article 8, Section 8.1 of the Declaration be amended to require unit owners to obtain an HO6 policy for his unit, or for her unit, and to provide annual proof of insurance to the association? This amendment passed. The votes in favor were 70. The votes against were 17. Okay? If you guys have any questions on any of them, you can stop me and I'll explain a little better,
A
okay?
lot of people ask, HO6 is just basically that you have to have an
This
insurance
is a
policy that
demonstration
covers
of
flood,
Wirecast.
etc., which I think we all have anyway. It doesn't mean you have to take any extra insurance. It's
Right.
just,
If it's not considered HO6 or something more, as long as you're covered for damages that happen to your unit, and potentially if you do something unto someone else by neglect or not by neglect, you're covered and they're covered. So hopefully that'll all be instantiated. Everyone will have that insurance now and be required to.
Hopefully we'll make it an easy process on
This
emailing
is a
everybody and
demonstration of
reminding everybody to
Wirecast.
send in their new policies on a daily basis. We'll come up with a plan. The second amendment read like this. Should Article 11.2A4 of the Declaration be added to provide that no person or entity may own more than 3 units at the condominium at any given time? This amendment also passed. 72 votes in favor, 16 against. Any questions for
it
that?
was kind of a fight to get that, I just have to say to everybody. And I mean, it was because I
This
begged
is a
people,
demonstration
but
of
truth
Wirecast.
is, a lot of people said to me, okay, so I own 2 units and I opened one into the other. I buy one for my daughter and one for my son. I can't. I can only give my daughter one. I can't give my son one. A lot of people told me they thought it should have been 5.
Well, here's the thing. I mean,
I
could you have
felt kind
said
of
4?
bad.
Could you have said 5?
I thought
It's
5
arbitrary.
would have been the number, and I felt bad that we.
We started this thing a while ago, so it wouldn't really against it. Look, you could always bring it up again and add more units if so many people want to do it.
This
The idea was you didn't want
demonstration
one
of
person to have so much
Wirecast.
control of the association. A speculative buyer starts buying up a lot. He could change the rules. He can make it very rent-friendly, very rental-friendly, just change the whole makeup of the building. So we want to avoid that, yes.
Would it be possible maybe to make some sort of notation, like an exception for a family member, as Ann said, if it's children or somebody, I mean, you don't want to speculate.
Well, no, you have to be careful with that because the speculators a lot of times might have 6 or 7 kids and just do that. But
Yeah,
I
there's
felt-
ways around it. Look, if it comes up, that a lot of
I
people
think
say
that
it,
we should be
this
kind
board
of-
or any other future board will just bring it up, say, okay, look, a lot of people want to raise it to 4 units. So you go put another vote
For
out.
example, if you own 2 apartments that you
Which I
lived
do.
in, all right, and you lived in, some people open it up and then they had a son and a daughter. Hell, I think if you came to any of us, why would any of us say?
We would have to put the vote out again
Yeah.
to do
I
it.
mean, it would be a nice thing if it was truly a family situation.
Yeah.
I think that would only enhance our.
Yeah.
The problem is,
This
you
is
get to
a
the point, how do you enforce
demonstration
it?
of
Yeah, right,
Wirecast.
exactly. But I mean, if it was an honest.
But I'll tell you the truth, that doesn't fall into, those are different people. So, I'm just thinking about it now, if I'm the dad, and my son wants to buy a unit, he can definitely buy a unit.
Yeah, but some of them buy it in their name and then leave it to their kids. I don't know why they do that.
No, so that wouldn't, if it's family members, they're all different entities. Yeah, just because they're family, so
Yeah, just don't
you,
put it into
that wouldn't
trust.
even come into play.
Buy it.
Yeah, I can buy it. It was, put on the Shell Corporation, it's the same owner, you got 12 units now. All right, anyway, so that
Okay,
passed.
so we lower.
Yeah, so that passed.
Okay, so that one passed. Number 3 read, should Article 3, Section 3 of the bylaws be amended to provide that no director may serve for more than 2 consecutive terms unless he or she obtains 50% of the votes cast at the first election held after such director's term has expired. That also passed, votes in favor 79, votes against
This
6.
is a demonstration of
So
Wirecast.
that was something that we had years ago, and it was kind of taken out. I'm not really sure why it was taken out, but this gives, you got to get new blood on the board. But if someone, the reason we put the caveat in is if you got half the voting, participating votes that voted for you again, then why not serve? I mean, it's a volunteer position, and if someone's willing to do it, and if they're able to get that many votes for them to continue, let them continue.
This is a demonstration
You
of
guys order here,
Wirecast.
how long, that's 4 years, by the way.
So, so whenever you're voted in, you serve for 2 years, no matter what, unless you resign. And then you immediately have the ability to run again for another 2 years. Then you're out. So if you want to run again, you need that 50% vote. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Number 4. Should Article 4 of the bylaws be amended to provide that rules adopted by the board or subject to the approval by a majority of the unit owners present at a duly called meeting where a quorum has been
This
attained?
is a demonstration of
Makes sense
Wirecast.
to everybody?
Before, the board could do what they want, say what they want, we all had to say yes. Now, the majority rule, which
So
is
you
how
wanna-
life should be.
This also was in the bylaws. They took it out probably like a
Somebody took it
decade
out.
ago. It was an amendment. The whole paragraph went away because they said it was very difficult to get voting from people.
Yeah.
But it's a new age now. There's emails. There's much more communication now. So if enough people want to change a rule, we can change a rule by voting of the membership.
This is a demonstration
So this one
of
passed,
Wirecast.
80 votes in favor and 6 against.
Yeah, I think that
And-
was kind of a no-brainer.
Yeah, that one's, the last 3 were pretty. All right, the last one, number 5. Should Article 5, Section 2 of the bylaws be amended to provide that only directors who are bona fide full-time residents of the Seasons Condominium may serve as president? This one also passed, in favor 79 votes, 8 vote against.
Right.
Yes.
Everyone else can be wherever, we like as many full-time as possible. People ask, why wouldn't you do all of them full-time? It's like, you never have enough people to run, So I'm glad that passed. No, that was a big deal. That was one of the things when some of us ran, we were like, these are the things we wanted to get accomplished, to get them back in the bylaws and add. I think, Ann, you were the one that wanted to add the HO6 thing, which was a great idea. And, I gotta thank you, got the votes.
Yes.
Because it's just very hard to get people to answer the
I
ballots.
ran
Wirecast.
everybody down.
Right, so that's good. I'm glad we got that done. That was a big accomplishment.
Yes, thank you. Last week we were short, and then Ann got on the phone. About 34 minutes later, we had all the votes, so thank
All
you.
right, cool. Sorry?
She's got her votes.
Oh, okay.
Well, I'll take them though.
Yeah, we can take it.
I will definitely take them. They all passed already. We had the numbers, but we'll add these to
I
them.
have 2 more upstairs that passed.
Okay.
All 5.
I'll add them up, just so that we have a number recorded for
This
them all.
is a demonstration of Wirecast.
You are. I have not since.
I have.
All right, I know, but they haven't come by again.
No.
Okay.
Have you called them for that, for when Mark?
I emailed her this morning, we mentioned this morning.
I thought it was good, and then all of a sudden it started.
Yeah, so whatever they did with balancing the thing on the system, the frequency was strained. They had to replace the LMB, which is the faces, one of the dishes. There was, like you had in the The weekly they showed from the hurricane, one of the cables was totally worn away, so the
This is
sheeting
a
was away. That was the
demonstration
problem.
of Wirecast.
But I was still getting pixelation. Every 2.5 minutes, gets the squares and it goes away. I haven't had it. They came this morning. He got the reading. He said your stickle's way too strong. Had to put an attenuator on it, which is just a little adapter that goes before the cable thing. It lowers the signal because they're like, too much signal is a problem, too little signal is a problem. And I remember when I had, not with the TV portion, but Comcast, I've always had a problem with their internet.
This is a demonstration
And
of
they also said it
Wirecast.
was you get too much of a signal. They had to put an attenuator on it, and then it was somewhat better. But I haven't had pixelation, so hopefully when you call, and at least you know what happened to me, that it fixes it.
I've had them 8 times already.
Well, the 9 times a charm.
Yeah. No, but do try it because of that.
Only
all the
because
work
now it's
you
working
did-
for me. And I watched this morning, I watched for an hour, there's no way it would not have pixelated.
No, I
Yeah.
watched also, it seemed good, and then all of a sudden tonight it started again.
This
Yeah?
is a demonstration
All right.
of Wirecast.
That's,
Okay,
we call them in.
Which cable facility are you operating off of?
No, I'm with Optical Tel, the new guys.
You're with who?
I'm with Optical Tel, the one that the buildings
We all
do.
have now.
Because my signals and the whole situation was so bad, I went to Comcast again.
Okay.
And everything is cleared up, but I wasn't getting internet, I wasn't getting anything, phones.
And
And
that's
so
because the
finally it
side
got
of
so
building
bad,
is
I
on,
just
I'm so
called
sorry.
This is a
Comcast. They came and
demonstration of
reinstalled it. Hasn't been a
Wirecast.
single problem.
And you know, Clifford, they're addressing that C-stack right now,
But you have an
making it
issue?
better. I have an issue that I can't, I have an issue that no one can figure out.
What's the
If
issue?
I go up, I look at channel 280, and if I go up from 280 to 281 or 82, it just blanks out my
Right, I
entire
have that.
television.
I have that. and it
Okay, I
says
have that in,
5 minutes, it says will take 5 minutes to
and
start.
it doesn't, so.
What is that? What are those
Okay.
channels?
No, it just does that.
The high
So I
channels.
got it out of
This
my
is a
living room.
demonstration of
I actually
Wirecast.
got them to fix my living room, but they can't fix my bedroom. So 280 is RT.
Okay, okay.
Okay, so I look at RT. So when I go from, but here what you do, if you're going from 280 to 300, just punch in 300 and you don't have that problem. That's what I do.
Wait
Really?
a second.
Yeah, so
what am I
if you're on 280,
How am I gonna?
They're on 169.
I'm pointing the wrong thing.
the only good news, not fake news. I'm sorry.
This is a
I can't take
demonstration
the
of
reference. I'm trying to
Wirecast.
brainwash me.
Someone came today from optical and fixed mine, and they said the wires had been damaged from
From the water.
So maybe that could be a.
Ours was.
All right, here's the deal. All right, this is what we went over.
Okay.
Here's the deal. This is not an HD channel, so if you hit your guide, all right, I'm gonna point it here. All right, so see it says on top, my channels.
Uh-huh.
It'll show you everything that you're allowed to see. If you hit it again, my guide, my
This
HD
is a
channels.
demonstration
Now
of
it's never going to
Wirecast.
show RT because RT is not broadcasted in HD. So if you want to just keep it, and then all channels, but all channels means you're going to go to channels and say you're not subscribed. So if you say my channels, not my HD channels,
How do you do
you're
that?
going to, so I'm going to click OK. Here's the HD one, right? If I go back one, it's going to go to the non-HD one.
Oh,
It's going to have 2 of each.
Okay, but if you're on RT and you try to click up on my
I'm going
television,
to show you right now. It's 87. That's it.
It seems like it's the higher channel.
This is
Oh,
a
let's go back.
demonstration of Wirecast.
Oh, 280.
yeah, 280.
Right, see?
Okay, hold on. So now, no, stop.
Oh, no.
Go up now. No, go channel up.
Oh,
Don't
go up?
do that.
All right, up we go. Oh, it's going to go to, let's see. This battery's on 282.
Stop. I can't do that.
No, I
Because
can't.
you're not doing,
I
because
can't
you're not
do
doing what I just did.
What you did?
Okay, what you did,
I don't have that.
guide.
I don't have that.
I don't have that.
I don't
I
have
know
that
that
one.
DVR
I have
machine
a
is too
different-
big and ugly,
You
and I
can
don't
do it
want
with the other
in my
one.
house.
You can do it with the other one too. It's a little different setup though.
I don't like the DVR machine because it's too ugly, so I won't put it in
All
my.
right, but you can set it up
perfect.
in the menu
You
options with
gonna
the
come
Wally.
and do- you can
I'm
come
gonna
and
come and do it, where it'll show you all channels.
And you push also
All channels, and it'll show you, so when you go to CNN, you'll
Mark
get
is
the
gonna come and.
non-HD, then the HD, then the next one, same, you'll get double channels.
Something I just bought.
But you'll see RT.
Mark's gonna fix our
I'm gonna
TV.
fix it all.
This is a
All
demonstration
right, so
of
here, so if you have the
Wirecast.
DVR one, just keep hitting the guide and it'll keep changing what you see.
I'm gonna get a DVR, because Robert is gonna build me a cupboard and put all my crap in it, so I don't have to see.
Okay, so.
That's all right, Mark. I'm gonna stay where I am.
You're fine, yeah, a little learning curve, but it's not the end of the world.
I have a question about that. You know, I was elated that I was watching the channel from Puerto Rico. Remember when I said Guapa?
Yeah.
For a while and then it disappeared.
Which
you
channel
know,
was that?
This is a demonstration of
Channel 8,
Wirecast.
I think it was 826 or something. But I'm telling you, I
It was
haven't-
there and then it's not there?
It's not there
Okay,
anymore.
but did it go because you are on my channels or HD
No,
channels?
I have my channels. I don't have HD. He's very good on those things and he taught me many
Yeah.
times how to do it. The Wally and the DVR, it's gone.
Is it because they're having trouble in Puerto
It'll
Rico?
be down.
Am I right?
That might
Maybe
be-
having trouble in
This is a
Puerto Rico.
demonstration of
Yeah, maybe all the
Wirecast.
channels no
So
longer.
What
happy.
channel, what was it
It
on?
was Guapa America.
But
What
that
was
should
it
be
on?
right though.
It could be
I
in
think
Puerto
it
Rico.
was
though.
826.
There's
or something.
846.
Yeah, it was 826.
Spanish.
It came in for a while. I think they just maybe adjusted some channels they were putting through and, you know, then they went away.
And you don't know the name of it?
Guapa America.
It was 826.
Do you want to
Research.
make a note? We'll ask D.
Yeah,
Because I
we
See
have
where
it
that
on
was?
Guapa? Guapa America.
Like
You know,
G-U-A-America?
Guapa America.
This
Guapa.
is a
They
demonstration
said it's
of
carnival.
Wirecast.
Do you know what Trini is like
I
this right
really
now?
elated. I was
Party
cloud number
central.
10, okay?
Party Central
Oh,
is
and-
carnival. This is pre-carnival week.
All right, so we'll find out if that's part of our package. I don't know.
Yeah, I'll find out. Maybe they took it out. I'll get,
Okay.
They just didn't want Puerto Ricans to get any TV. Do you realize that all the Puerto Ricans moved here and they took it out? You know why? Because now they're gonna charge, because they have an audience to charge. We got all those Puerto Ricans that are gonna pay.
Oh my goodness. That's the only channel I know.
All right, so let's find out. Someone asked me about something with Hallmark. And
Yeah,
it's
it
like-
was on.
It was, I think it was only on for the parade.
No, it was over Christmas.
Yeah, they gave you free.
Oh, it could have been a promotion they did.
It was a
Yeah.
promotion because they gave you Hallmark, they gave you.
It seems like every 6 weeks or so, there's all of a sudden you'll see Showtime and Cinemax, and then you're like, oh, why? Because they're just giving it away for 5 days.
then you get hooked on it and you gotta buy that package.
Demonstration of
Maybe we
Wirecast.
had different levels of,
Wait, different levels.
like lead and water and everything, and Fort Lauderdale came up with lead and water. Yeah, so we have
Yes, we have a filtration system, but we have in the office a test kit. I don't know if you found it in your travels. We got a water test kit.
Yes.
Because I was telling Mark, I was looking
Okay.
at the different levels in different areas, and Fort Lauderdale came out very high in lead.
Did you see the utility readout? They give a pamphlet every year,
No,
every
it
quarter.
was just something that came up, and then I Googled it, and then I went on it. So I was just wondering.
I think that the city itself, I want to believe they lie. And I'll tell you why I do believe they lie. The guy that was in charge of the water treatment plant, I was out one day and I met him, and he said he wouldn't put that water in his mouth. Okay, and that, because I was drinking from the tap. All right, and that's, but I come from a Caribbean island. What we drink is, I mean,
This is a
hello.
demonstration of
That's
All right. From Robert Dagara, he's texting, I guess he's watching. So he's on town. He said he has Guapa America, but he also has the Latin channel package.
No,
But you didn't have it.
I didn't
Might have
have
been a
it.
So they must have done a promotion.
Okay.
Well, in the future.
But see, they hooked you. Now you gotta get the Spanish.
Yeah, now you have to pay, no, just go by Robert.
Yeah, he's saying the same thing. It might have just been a special on the weekend.
Robert said that you could come to his house and learn.
That's exactly what he said.
Of Wirecast.
Come over
So
anytime.
it's all okay.
You'll bring food in and all that?
And- Let me
He
ask.
said he'd have food.
Will it be a cake?
Well,
Oh,
when you negotiate, remember this Puerto Rican lady that.
okay.
So what else, boss? Everything?
Oh, you want to
They're all
talk?
passed. They're
Yeah, so
all-
we're good with that.
Those-
If you want, I mean, whoever's viewing it, this is just gonna be to look at. We were talking about the wash cycle, so go ahead with that.
So I spoke finally to the washer machine people.
This is a
I since
demonstration
the last
of
meeting, I've been calling them and emailing them every day, and finally I talked to him today. And what he told me was that there's 3 cycles on the top of the knob and 3 at the bottom. The ones at the bottom are like the non-energy.
This is in the back of the machine.
No, on the top, like where you select which one you want.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
He lied to you, it's not true, it doesn't work.
But I tested it today, right? But I only tested 1 floor, so this is not
On what
guaranteed
floor
on the
did you
second
test it?
floor.
What
I went on the second floor and I tested it, and it went for over 35
This
minutes.
is a
The entire,
demonstration of Wirecast.
from the moment it starts until the moment it's done rinsing. It was over 35 minutes.
So you want to try it on your
So
floor?
I'm gonna try it tomorrow in a couple more floors.
The cycles are the, normal, delicate, whatever.
Correct.
And the ones underneath
Are
the
also
water
normal.
temperature, right?
No, the ones underneath, it's on the same knob though.
Okay, so
Because you
what
got
is
like the cold,
saving and what is
the
not?
cold,
The
the
top.
medium, and the hot, and then there's another knob
Right,
underneath
right,
it,
okay.
and it has 6 options.
Okay,
The top
so-
3 are delicate, normal, and
So what should they use?
The ones at the bottom.
Demonstration
ones
of
the ones that are on the
Wirecast.
bottom are the ones that are not energy efficient,
Okay.
so they
But they
use
use
more water and they could be more close.
Did you ask them about that? Can I explain to them the matter on the 9th floor?
No, go right ahead, explain it.
On the 9th floor, you said it starts to fill up. Fine, it agitates. At the end of the washing cycle, it starts to spin, which it's supposed to do. Now, it's my understanding that should stop at some point, and when it's time to rinse, the water should fill up and then it
This
agitates.
is a
On
demonstration
the
of
9th floor, what
Wirecast.
happens is, after the wash cycle and it spins, it goes to rinse cycle, but the clothes, it never fills up. It just continues to spray the clothes that have
As this
spun
is.
on the side of the machine.
So just getting rid of the water as possible
So
suds.
it's not getting a rinse.
Well, all it's
no
really
rinse.
getting rid of is it's spraying clothes that have been spun out after the wash cycle. But it doesn't agitate them, it just takes, I guess, whatever
So you
surface
hit
so
whatever
This is a demonstration
I
of
wonder if that
Wirecast.
also has to do with the cycle.
I'm not sure.
That's what I mean. It would make sense that it does.
What did you have it on, the bottom ones or the top ones?
Make sure you're not using the energy cycle one.
No,
Correct.
I mean, the energy saver.
I'm gonna,
for
this is what we're gonna do. I'm
normal-
definitely gonna test it
normal
because
is
it's not,
not an energy saver, right? When you put
No,
it
it is.
it is, there's
So
2
you-
normals.
No, they're too normal.
So there's 2 of all of them. There's 2 of all 3.
So what we're asking is use the bottom, could you do that again?
Sure.
Use the bottom and let us know whether it does
This
the
is a
same thing.
demonstration
in
of
any
Wirecast.
No, but if
should be
it's-
filling that
No,
rinse.
if it's energy saving.
But if it's an energy saving setting, it might not.
Saves water.
Yeah.
It would make sense, because where else are they saving energy on? Just on shaving the
No,
unit
but
off.
when you think about it, it's not
understand.
really
Look,
rinsing.
This is all news to all of us. No one knew that that was different to the
Okay, so
machine.
can we ask you to try the bottom part, because
Sure,
even
I'll
if he
try
runs
it.
it, we're not gonna
The
do,
bottom one
try
is the
the bottom
energy
one
saver.
and.
The bottom, the energy
Is there an
No,
energy
it's about-
saving?
Okay, so we want you to try the
Yeah,
non-energy.
Yeah, he's saying the top knob is the energy saving, the bottom knob is regular.
Normal.
Yeah. I didn't know that either. I don't use them.
Oh,
You're
okay.
smart as I am.
I'm glad we figured it out.
And then,
Well, we
when
probably
I
talked to the
already
guys.
tested, and I've tested it was 35 minutes, but that was only 1, so I would have tested a few more
Right,
tomorrow.
so the bottom is not energy. So
Right, and what.
You'll see,
No,
no,
the
the
top
top is a
is-
little far
But could you
next to
do
the
us
field.
a favor
Those are
and
energy
use some more
savers, so you
clothes
don't
and
want
let
to-
us know if it
Sure.
does it, let Mario know?
I'll let you know tomorrow.
We can do it in when we put in the weekly, take a picture of it, and you can point it out. This is the energy saving, this is
This
normal
is a
side.
demonstration
not
of
using
I was gonna
Wirecast.
test it tomorrow, if it were, I was gonna put it up, so.
Okay,
everybody,
that's
you know,
fine.
So everybody sees it, at least until everybody gets used to it.
Just make a post on it.
Yeah. That's what I do.
Maybe put little stickers on all the washing machines.
That could
You know,
work too.
don't use this one.
Yeah, because how would you really know?
Just-
But I'll try it, Mario.
You know, because people complain that we gotta figure it out. It's like, why is it only a 4-minute rinse cycle?
And people
Or
get
4
used to it.
wash?
But yeah, I'm gonna test a few more tomorrow, but at least that's as far as we were able to get
I
before
mean,
this
I
meeting
can only
started,
speak to
so.
the machines on the 9th floor. So.
This is a
Try it
demonstration
out,
of
but let Mario.
Wirecast.
Yes, let me
Yes.
know tomorrow, please.
Yes.
What else do we have? The dumpsters in the back got picked up today.
All right.
And they left the nasty
They left it
mess.
nasty, but I'm gonna get that, I'm gonna get it.
Can we turn the
cleaned.
dumpsters so now?
So we can, they left the fence, because the fence belongs to 24/7, but we can move it.
The dumpster, what they did is there are 2 dumpsters parked like this. they removed this dumpster, and they left this dumpster, they need to do this.
No, they took that one also.
They took it
They
also.
came back and took it.
And they took the nasty mess, did you see that?
No, they didn't take that, they left the nasty mess.
Oh,
We have to worry about, he was cleaning a little bit, that was before they picked up the second one.
Was the fault of the residents of this building who put their trash inside of it, it's not their fault.
Right, there were trees in there, Christmas trees in there. Yeah,
Erica?
there was a lot of stuff.
Okay, and I was walking my dog. Is your air conditioning man still here? Because the door is wide open over here by the.
No, he's not here anymore,
By
the air conditioning in this room was not working.
Demonstration of
Okay,
Wirecast.
I didn't see security. I was going to have.
It wasn't working over the weekend.
Yeah, it wasn't working.
Yeah.
The door is standing open.
Yeah, but is he in there doing something with the?
No,
No,
there was
not
no
anymore,
place
which door?
No.
The chiller? So the chillers? Alright, I'll check that.
Yeah, we'll,
Thanks, Erica.
And there was no security because I was going to have security check it. Do we have no security?
I think
Yes,
he was checking the washing machine.
Yeah, he was up with the washing machines.
Now, I'm gonna tell him.
Look, we only have so many employees, we can only do so much.
This is a demonstration
Yeah,
of
you might have a
Wirecast.
few holders in the morning.
No, we're gonna
That's
close it
good.
right now.
That's good, I'll lock them in there and make sure they stay.
We'll give him breakfast and have him clean out the back and mess up stuff,
So, that's it?
Yeah, I think that's it. Was there anything else from that?
So the lower is non-energy.
Right, lower is.
And we're
wanna
gonna,
waste as much water as possible.
when you do your thing tomorrow, he will put a photograph in a newsletter and send it to
Actually, let me know, yeah, let me
Yeah,
know.
I'll let you know.
Demonstration
I'm
of
gonna have to go. I mean, I'm gonna be testing a few floors anyways.
But you
tomorrow.
are
I wanna make
actually
sure that's
washing
what it
clothes and looking at these things, so I'd
Yeah,
like you
it's
to look
actually
at it.
marked energy saver, so make sure you're not using that one.
The lower.
is. Correct.
Cool.
Alright, we good?
Yeah,
Just one other thing, any updates on what's happening now?
What happened with that water test?
Individual units, again, as you know, I sent a letter today.
Right.
Thank
We
you.
have no update other than the last thing we sent, because we're waiting on the pressure test, and I know they said
How long?
first week in February.
we have a
This
meeting on
is
the
a
first week.
demonstration of
With the
Wirecast.
insurance adjuster, their side, our people.
Attorneys.
Okay, hold
Attorney's
on.
there.
We have a meeting, but when is it? I thought we were saying, let's do the water test.
We're trying to, see, that's,
The
we,
water test.
it's up to them to set it up, HW3, but their goal is to set up the water testing the same day of the meeting, which is the
Okay, and
6th.
they're gonna do that.
We haven't gotten confirmation yet, they're working on it.
That's what,
Okay,
that's what the
and-
tentative schedule
Okay,
is,
so if
that's.
the water testing gets done, after the water testing comes the knowledge as to what we're doing to the windows.
No, then it
This is a
becomes what
demonstration of
the insurance
Wirecast.
agrees to rectify the
So that's
situation. They
what-
see how it's leaking, what are we doing now to replace it, and then it's, let the consultants talk to each other and they come up with a solution. And that's when we'll know a good date.
And that is what they,
Well, it's the first week in February, they
First
said it,
week.
they're trying to set it up the same time they're having this meeting, because
Right.
it's hard for them to coordinate, get all these people together, that seems to be the problem. You know, we're not the only building dealing with claims, so that's why they're spread out there. But as soon as they get these water jets
This is a
set up and they
demonstration
spray the
of
windows, that's when
Wirecast.
we have a date of. It's almost like a bad thing if they say, oh yeah, we're gonna replace them.
Yeah.
All right, well, now you gotta order new windows, so that's what? 6 weeks, 8 weeks out to build new windows?
Right, but without.
But they'll have a
the can't do
temporary
the
seal.
blinds, Can't do the curtains.
okay, but
Can't
if,
do the carpet.
Exactly, it's all a
And
domino
This is
thing.
what's happening to me, I'm losing my voice, from the soot and the mildew that's been in that place.
if,
Yes, it's a horrible situation.
okay,
What? What
if
would you like to do?
somebody
This is a
decides
demonstration
to
of
not go with the
Wirecast.
replacing of the windows and they want their window caulked and sealed and.
No, regardless, even, whatever these, this is what was explained to me from the attorneys. Whatever these insurance company consultants and adjusters decide how they're gonna fix it, if they're gonna just reset it, they're gonna caulk it, they're gonna replace it. Whatever they decide, it's gonna take a little while before the check gets cut. It's just a lot of bureaucracy. It could take another 3 weeks. So they're definitely gonna seal the window in a temporary manner, which has seemed to work so far. So
This is a
but
demonstration
you don't
of
wanna
Wirecast.
put up drywall and stuff because we don't know how they're gonna correct it yet.
When will we have an answer for him
I just
on
read
that,
this. I
that
don't
meeting?
know more than they need to shoot the jets at the window. I don't have another answer, they don't have another answer. They need to have this meeting
On the
in
6th?
February.
Isn't there a law, I thought there was a law in the state of Florida that it must be negotiated within 90 days on these insurance claims.
No, but we had our first claim check. Now, the second one is going in, but they have to do this test. It's way before 90 days.
This is a demonstration of
My windows are all
Wirecast.
edged. They have all scratches in them.
That's all part of the claim. That's just part of the claim, yeah. I mean, that's one thing, that's a cosmetic thing as opposed to he's living in a,
With no floor,
cell,
no walls, nothing,
Yeah.
nothing.
but that's all part of it. It's all part of the
And
claim.
it's, you know, I'm here permanently.
I know it's,
It's very bad when you're dealing with insurance company. I went through Sandy, and I went through a rigmarole with FEMA.
This is a
with the
demonstration of
attorneys and everything else.
Wirecast.
so we're in the midst of a little bit of a rigmarole, but it is moving ahead. It's just I don't know what else,
You know what I'm wondering, doesn't air scrubber really work?
it's just gonna be loud as hell.
Okay,
Yeah, of
no,
course it
what
works.
I'm wondering is if you have a space, and I know it's another inconvenience, what about if when you're gone in the daytime,
You have
put
the air
an
scrubber in there.
scrubber in your apartment, which scrubs the air all day long.
Yeah.
Then you turn it off at night.
That thing's weird
So
when
at
you walk by it.
least when
It's like
you
a
go
vacuum.
home, you're coming into an apartment that's
This
had
is
the
a
air scrubbed the
demonstration
of
entire day.
Wirecast.
Is that picture?
Would that work?
It actually, I think it's sucking air through.
I'm teaching online at home now.
Oh, Jesus.
When you're at home, you can turn it off.
There's much better units.
But we have them laying around.
But anything will hold.
All right, so why don't
We
we
could do a
Why don't
small,
we
I
put
can
an
throw one
S-
up.
call
there
and see what's
tomorrow.
up? See if it's,
Just for a little bit, at least until we come up with something better or get a better answer. But
Because I think that helps, because
Okay,
I
that's a
noticed
good
it
idea.
on my floor. I have a neighbor
it's horrible,
that,
yeah. It gets
that
you
makes my
nervous.
floor a little smelly.
Quite a predicament there.
It works.
But that definitely might help.
This is a demonstration of
Obviously, you
Wirecast.
can't sleep with that thing on. That's a
no.
nightmare. But like she said, when you're not in the room, that's great, or the apartment.
Yeah, and you just
All
put
right.
it on. It really does help.
All right, we're on that.
Was there anything else?
Or someone.
Yes, sir.
I was.
Somebody in the
Yeah,
back.
one second, will you?
Uh-huh.
I spoke with Mario earlier today. They're doing some work in the ASAC units, removing some pipes. I just wanted to double check. Are any of
This
these
is a
pipes
demonstration
covered
of
with
Wirecast.
asbestos? Is there asbestos in there?
No, the pipes are fine. There, we have a reading of what units were tested positive for asbestos. And the whole thing with that is, if your unit wasn't affected by the storm, which I'm not sure yours was, then there's nothing to worry about. There will be nothing further going on.
What about, I don't know what's here is about asbestos.
So I found out a
Sorry,
little
hold
bit
on.
more about it. There is really not asbestos in the entire apartment.
Right.
This
They
is a
tested parts of the
demonstration
apartment,
Wirecast.
mostly is the popcorn ceilings that have the asbestos. But it's not that the asbestos are full of, the apartments are full of asbestos in the drywall. It's really like popcorn ceilings and areas close to the window that they tested
Uh,
positive.
But the popcorn ceiling, if you leave it alone, it's fine.
Well, everything is about, with the asbestos, is if you leave it alone, it's fine. That's why they're like, as long as we don't have to take out your drywall because it's been wet and it's, mold could ensue, and we gotta take it out, there's a special company that comes in with the certification of asbestos removal. So we have to go through that, but if you don't have it, I think mine tested positive too. They went into the closet, tested positive, whatever the number was, but he's like, no, it's harmless because it's contained in there. So you spackle over the little hole they did, paint it, and you're good to go.
Would you get to spackle over the hole?
I got me, myself, and I.
Oh, all right.
There's a
So
little
you have to
hole.
come up and teach me.
It's a little square, yeah, Mark, yeah, when you come fix
With
it.
the cable.
Mark has a honeydew.
For no reason.
Well, they had to do it. The insurance company made them do it.
Wirecast.
Out in the west wall.
I didn't pick.
No, they did everyone, Cliff,
They
they
did
did me, they
Yours
had to.
did.
They said if they
Yes.
do one,
Yours
they
did
have
not
to
test
do one.
positive for asbestos.
Yes, what I was gonna say.
You're 9A, right? No, it did not.
So which one's this?
Go ahead, Vivian,
That we
sorry.
have an honorable,
Here's a list.
an honorable neighbor here with a lot of problems. If there is someone that is not using the apartment and can lend to him, you know,
Yeah.
it would be to pass the word
This is a
because he's a
demonstration of
permanent
Wirecast.
resident and
I don't,
I use all
Yeah.
the pipe to make
I
that
did
call.
use the apartment across the hall until they rented it previously because,
You,
yeah.
They
My
might be
everybody else
other
is-
people.
It's empty, but I'm here now. If I wasn't here,
Yeah.
Right now. He's living in
Yeah.
hell.
Yes.
That's
If
All right,
it
let's
was
see if
another
at least we
time
can
of
get
the
that
year,
going
I'd
on.
gladly
Scrub the
live
thing.
around here.
Yeah, for sure, definitely tomorrow.
Yeah.
That's the first
Okay.
thing we're gonna
He
do.
and I meant could live together.
I'll see if anybody's willing to
Yeah,
use their
absolutely.
space.
I'm sure he can.
I think that would
This
be
is a demonstration
a
of
good thing to do
Wirecast.
for free.
Yeah, yeah, we have,
I
no,
mean,
I think.
If you want to put out an email, you're sure more than welcome to. If you want to put out an email, Mario, I mean, so
Yeah, I'm not gonna write it
no one responds, no one responds, but
Some-
see if we can get some altruistic.
There might be others too in the same situation, so,
Yeah.
Well, but you are here. So,
Yeah.
Right, all right. We can put out an email.
Can you come down here and work and let the machine clean up?
yeah, I suppose.
Yeah,
that
but
you
he's
can-
just
Demonstration of
inconvenienced because you're
Wirecast.
sitting, he can't have somebody walking while he's teaching a class.
Plus I need a printer and,
Yeah,
there are designated hours, and some of them are at night, because I teach doctoral students and they work in the daytime.
How about that other room? By the gym? I don't think, does anyone go in there?
no, it should be a store, but anyway, that's another
Store.
fight for another
But
day.
You know, that's, I appreciate that very much. However, it's still,
This
I've lived
is
here
a
for 20
demonstration
years.
of
No, I hear you.
Wirecast.
This is the longest time I've seen difficulty in doing adjustments in apartments. The prior hurricane, it seemed as though everything was fixed within 3 months. This is over 3 months.
Well, if we did it that way, yes, your apartment is sealed right now. And you can go do whatever you gotta do and fix it up, but the idea is it's not really sealed in the brand new way. So in the past, that's what we would have done. We just would have did it like it is, and yeah, the next windstorm, you're gonna get wet again. Next decent windstorm. So we're trying to go the insurance route where we can get it back to the way it was, you know, before the hurricane, where now it already compromised how the window works, because it blew out the seals. Yes, you could take it as it is right now and build upon it. Unfortunately, we got this claim, so we can't do that.
Mark, I have a question. What was the percentage of savings we recovered because we put all the
This is a
impact
demonstration
windows
of
in
Wirecast.
before the storm? And it's the first time in the building's history that we've had the whole window renovation for every unit. I hope it was successful for what we went through for the.
Well, yeah, I mean, that was a long, 2008 or 7 or whenever that was done. I think they had to do it, from what I remember, because Ken was manager at the time. They had to do it because of insurance purposes. They wouldn't even insure.
Exactly, but was it successful overall in the building? I know my apartment was totally dry.
This is a
No,
demonstration
look,
of
Half the
Wirecast.
units had some damage. Mine was not.
Any unit that got hit directly with the water
On the face of the building,
got damaged.
on the east
Every
side.
single
East,
unit
yeah.
that got hit got damaged.
But was it from the window or was it from the installation or faults with the wall?
That's what
This
we
is
want to find out.
something you can't really discuss.
That's all I want to
From the
know.
ceiling, from
Yeah.
the ceiling, it came from the window, around the windows, it came from the sliding door.
And,
It came
okay,
from
and
the
that's,
outside, the door in the hallway that went.
yes,
through.
and that's part of the claim too, so that's a
Wirecast.
reason, I mean, I know we've said this stuff a bunch of times in the meetings and in the emails, it's like, yeah, that's another thing, we can't go ahead with the hallways because that door is part of the claim. Those doors have been damaged, they've been compromised, they get to let water in every time there's a rainstorm. Part of the claim. But the first thing is to get, and they're aware of that, is get unit owners straight in their own apartment.
And his unit is the first.
Yeah,
Oh,
for sure.
He's on the top corner.
Yeah. Yeah, no, we slated you, your windows are gonna be first, your
Yeah, they're
you
well
are
aware.
Wirecast.
You're first.
It's unfortunate.
Every conversation we have, we know yours is first.
As soon as we get word, I have a feeling you're gonna get the word as soon as we get word from you later, so.
Yeah,
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't
You're
know.
first in line.
you know, we don't take long to let you guys know what we know. You know, whatever information we get, it kind of comes out right away. We are on the same boat, we're waiting for an answer, we're waiting for
Okay,
more
now,
information.
and as
so-
you know, some of you know, I sent a letter to our attorney today indicating the situation.
This
That's what I was
is
just
a
mentioning, yeah, your
demonstration of
letter,
Wirecast.
so he's gonna get a response and it's gonna come back to all of us, so we're all gonna get it at the same time. I think they're gonna say what we just said, they're set up this appointment, which is set, but they don't know if the jets are gonna be set up, the water jets are gonna be set up at the same time. That's what they're trying to do, because they're trying to make this thing move already.
So as soon as the water jets are set up and the
Everyone
insurance
watches how the
company
windows leak.
they give us an answer, whatever they say, first person to get
Yes,
fixed is
exactly.
you. Now, can we fix him
This is a
before we get the check,
demonstration
if
of
they say we're giving you a
Wirecast.
check to do X,
Yeah,
we have
yes,
X, can we
yes.
do him and then
Yes.
we get the check
Yes.
out, yeah? We promise you, we'll do you and get the check out, yeah.
Yes, that would come straight from the either operating budget
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
or whatever research that
We'll
we have.
get it, we'll find it, we'll do you first.
One unit,
and
2
then-
units we can do. 5 units, yeah, but we can need a claim check, yeah.
Yeah,
How many units need to be done approximately?
whole piece.
All?
Yeah, but again, that's part of what they're gonna assess. I think we're testing 5 or 6 total,
This is a
5 or 6 at
demonstration
different
of
levels.
Wirecast.
And then they're going to extrapolate from there to see how much they're gonna replace.
But once the insurance company says, we're gonna go ahead with X, we won't wait on their check to do you. We'll take our money, get yours done, and then.
No,
worry.
for his situation
Yeah.
especially,
Of course.
yeah. We just paid
Mark,
that.
did you say you patched your holes in the wall?
Mine was in a closet, yeah, it's a little hole like that, I just,
Mine are fairly big, and they're not in the
Around an inch.
closet. You-
an
yeah,
inch.
You can see them.
This is a
Really bad.
demonstration
You
of
just go to Home Depot
Wirecast.
and get it patched. That's fine, but I didn't know I could go ahead and. Yeah.
You can patch up the hole.
Something going on. No, you can
Patch up the hole.
Last meeting, you said to leave the blue tapes on with the errors.
Well, that part of the process is done, from what I understand.
The testing is complete.
Yeah, that's a long time ago, that was a few meetings ago. Yeah, you could,
Yeah, the testing is complete.
yeah, the blue tape is done, they removed all the equipment, so no one has dryers in their units anymore, that's done.
This
Take away the
is a
blue tape.
demonstration of
Dryers in the
Wirecast.
hallways,
And you can patch the
big
holes.
dryers, you gotta walk around.
Yeah, we're trying to.
Yeah, that's one of the ones that we're gonna.
Mr. Richie, so you were gonna put yours in his apartment.
I was removing them, and then we had a leak on the 14th floor that went down to the 10th, so we had to turn them all on
The
again.
dryer, they have a new one running on Saturday, in
Yeah, Saturday, correct.
There was a leak.
apartment, there was a.
Yeah,
a
on the
little-
10th,
wires
11th,
all
and
over.
14th, no.
Clifford, there was a leak.
10, 11th,
There was a
and.
leak.
Oh, no, it's not working anymore. so-
Someone
Yeah,
had a
there was
leak.
some
This is a
pipes.
No, it's
demonstration
not,
of
they already, somebody
Wirecast.
unplugged it.
I think someone.
But we had it grind down, the floor was wet, so we
That
tried,
big
we're gonna
dryer
move them out
fits
tomorrow.
between the washer and dryer, if you wanna keep it out of the way, that's.
That's
where it
what
is
one
on
of
the
the-
ninth
I have a
floor.
better idea, drop them off the balcony.
Eventually, I'd like to take the washer and dryer and put a folding table because there's so much space there, and I see all my
Good idea.
neighbors kind of doing this, and I'd love a bin to put the lint in, because I have to pick up lint and dryer sheets every,
Yeah, they're all
Every
over the floor.
and
Alright, so
I don't wash
you wanna
clothes
look
there.
at something?
Yeah.
This is
Okay.
a demonstration
I'll
of
do
I'm not that
something
domesticated, but.
It's easy, no, it's easy, just to put like a little rack, and they can just put the clothes to hang,
Yeah.
put the
Find
things
something, we'll
to
put it up.
fold, and just make it a little more civilized.
I'm all over that.
Okay.
Make it
Well,
happen.
I would love it if you paint the walls.
That was something we were talking about.
That
too.
happens when, no, those walls don't need to just get painted.
No,
They
I
need
mean,
some
I wrote back to you
dry
with that, and I
walls.
said we could
Yeah, but
paint
you
it.
didn't say.
No, I said we would talk to Mario, we just got to decide on the color.
Well, I
Paint
think
the-
Nick.
I don't think that color's in the favor as well, because those
Wirecast.
take them, it's gonna be part of the.
It is.
Okay.
Yeah,
But
but
we can
Eric,
paint
you
it
have to
whatever we have
understand,
now.
we can paint it, but what
So that there's no
happens
black
is
marks
this.
on the wall, and it's one solid color, we can
No.
paint.
Well, some of it's
Yes,
because we
the
did
paint
repair
color.
of the cement.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, we can paint it now with whatever paint we have, just so
Right.
that it's all one color and it
Right.
doesn't look patched
Right,
up.
and
We
it
can do
needs,
that.
and Mario, I'm a coat the dark hole of hell on my floor.
Hey, it's coming, we bought a whole new grate, yes.
I have a hole that I
Yes, I know.
can see out.
It's coming, we already bought it though. It's
Every
coming.
day I
This
see
is
an
a
anaconda
demonstration
coming.
of Wirecast.
It's a hole in the wall that I go
Mark.
through, it's scary.
That's craziness.
I wanna make one suggestion for the future, when we do paint our hallways, let's not do a drab gray with a dirty brown.
It's not gonna happen.
Not
We
gonna happen.
need a bright, clean
It's
color.
not gonna happen.
We're
Nick,
gonna, next meeting, it looks like we're gonna present what the decorating committee.
Nick,
I haven't seen it
Nick
yet
and the
either.
decorating committee have done a great job. I saw quite a bit of what they did.
You gotta talk to your people.
This is a
Nick has
demonstration
been,
of
Nick has like
Wirecast.
a bunch of,
I'd like to see where that.
Sample.
yeah, call
Yeah,
him,
Nick
yeah,
is
call,
working
no,
on
no,
something ready
can
to
I
go.
tell you something?
I
He's not
talked to
working
Nick
for you
today.
or for me, he's volunteering, and you're part of the committee, and you
Yes,
need
he
to
has
call
something
him
that we're
up
gonna be able to
and
sell.
say, Nick, you have to call him, you can't
I don't have
ask.
his phone number.
Email him.
Email him, ask Mario for his number, but you all have to get together because what it is he's working and he's working there really. I asked him about giving me a quote on something else the other day that the insurance guy wanted. And I felt so bad for him because he was in the middle of a family crisis trying to help us, and you all have to, everybody has to reach out to him. He can't just.
No, so email him or have Mario get in contact for you, and
No,
then you can see what he's got, because I haven't seen it, but next meeting we'll go over it.
He one day called me downstairs. He was in my hall and he said, look, I've narrowed it down to this, this, and this.
Okay.
And I'm going to present these because I saw this at this place I was at, and he showed me a picture because he happened to be standing outside my door, and I walked out.
This is
And
a
I said,
demonstration
that's
of
cool, Nick.
Wirecast.
I have to tell you why I say that's cool. If you go online, you know there's a building called Le Cirque. It's up Fort Lauderdale Beach Boulevard, and then you make a left. It's called Le Cirque. If you Google Le Cirque and try and Google images, you'll see their old lobby, and then you'll see their new lobby. Nick did the new lobby. I mean, it's like Le Cirque, ugly, I would live there. And Le Cirque, oh my God, I want to live there. And if you look at the pieces,
This is a
he didn't spend
demonstration
lot
of
money.
Wirecast.
It's just his use of color took it from being like the hellhole to this amazing, clean, beautiful oceanside thing that, yeah, I find it. And if you look at their property prices, I went further and went in on the realtor's site, looked at their prices after he did the lobby. Yeah. That I was sold. I just figured he could do what he wants after
One
that.
more thing, did everybody get that email from the person who has work that he wants
This
to
is a
put?
demonstration
Oh,
of
yeah.
Wirecast.
Oh, did you discuss that?
I read the
Told
decorating
Nick to-
committee.
I asked Nick, did
No, it
you
looks
go-
like cool stuff, anything with the
I
cosmetic
told
thing,
Nick-
I'm letting that committee do their thing.
I told
I don't
Nick,
get involved in that.
because I got the email, and I said to Nick, did you go and look at it? He said I contacted the gentleman.
Oh, okay, good.
So,
Yeah. I mean, it looked like nice stuff.
and then I googled the artist who works in glass, etc. Well, if Nick likes it, then it goes with what he's thinking. But the truth is, after just go and look at the Cirque, the lobby
is
at
a
the Cirque,
demonstration
you'll be
of
like,
Wirecast.
okay, Nick can do what he wants.
All right, so whatever, what is it, 3 weeks from now, 2 weeks from now is the next meeting? We're trying it out again every month?
We're gonna do the second Monday.
Second Monday of every month.
Which is the
We'll do
12th.
it for a while to see how it goes.
February 12th?
February 12th, I'll post it.
All right, and then we'll show people what they had in mind.
And we're going to be doing it earlier because Mario has a child who would like to call him daddy and all
6:30.
that.
Oh, I don't blame you.
Right.
That early the better.
So,
This is a
yeah, we're
demonstration
gonna
of
break here.
Wirecast.
Get start early.
Okay, you good?
Yeah, let's adjourn the meeting.
Yeah.
All right, guys, thank you all for coming.
Excellent. If you like. I don't think, yeah, because we're having the board meeting, but you can sign it if you say. You intended.
This is my phone.
Oh, all right, pleasure.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, you too, man.
My son.
Excellent.
This is a demonstration of Wirecast.
Drew, nice to meet you. Gotta get this meeting done if you have talked so much.
Just real chatty.
How's the baby?
Whatever.
Oh, no, that's